Imagine two poor brothers whose father was a factory worker and whose mother ran a small laundry service from home. How did these two brothers come together to start a small business making shoes out of scraps and slowly turn it into two massive global business empires? But with time, the very same brothers who were once partners became each other's biggest rivals. Oh, this rivalry grew so intense that their factory was split into two, built on opposite banks of the same river. And slowly, the entire town came under a silent pressure. It's just everyone living in the town was forced to align themselves with one side. Families were divided, marriages broke apart. Seriously, it even got to the point where people would look at your shoes to decide if you were on the Adidas side or the Puma side. What started as a simple business dispute slowly turned into a global rivalry fueled for years by rumors of betrayal and broken trust. Two brothers who once struggled together to escape poverty never spoke to each other again for the rest of their lives. Even after death, the distance between them didn't end. They were buried in the same cemetery, but on completely opposite sides.
The beginning. The Laundry Boys. Well, born in 1898 and 1900 in the small German town of Herzogenaurach, Rudolf, also called Rudy, and Adolf, also called Adi, Dassler, grew up in an era where Germany was rapidly industrializing. While cities flourished, small towns like theirs still struggled. Their father worked in a shoe factory. Their mother ran a laundry service. Discipline and hard work were their way of life. After school, the brothers helped deliver clean clothes, earning the nickname the Laundry Boys. Personality differences. Oh, they were opposites. Rudy, the older brother, was extroverted, confident, and a natural salesman. Adi was introverted and observant. After a brief failed attempt at baking, Adi joined his father to learn shoemaking. His obsession with tiny details quickly made him an expert craftsman. World War I and the First Workshop. World War I changed everything. Both brothers served and survived, but they returned to a Germany in economic ruin. Jobs were scarce, inflation was high, and their family business had closed.
Adi decided to use his skills to make performance shoes for athletes. But with no money for raw materials, he scavenged military canvas, old leather, and parachute fabric scraps. Lacking electricity, he modified a bicycle to power his machines and turned his mother's laundry room into a workshop. By 1920, he was producing lightweight, functional sports shoes. Local athletes loved them, and soon, Adi's shoes were the top choice in town. The partnership formed, 1924. Adi had the skill, but he lacked business sense. That's when Rudy stepped in. On July 1st, 1924, they opened the Gebrüder Dassler Schuhfabrik, the Dassler brothers' shoe factory. The roles were clear. Adi handled product development. Rudy handled sales. While other companies made general footwear, the Dasslers focused solely on sports performance, a massive competitive advantage. Innovation and the 1936 Olympics. Adi was an innovator. He tested sole patterns and lightweight leathers to create spiked shoes that prevented runners from slipping. Their first breakthrough came at the 1928 Olympics. But the game changer was the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Adi had daringly approached Owens in the Olympic Village to offer him the shoes. This gesture made the brand famous worldwide overnight. The Rift and World War II. World War II brought darkness. The Nazi government mandated businesses to produce for the military. Rudy wanted to secure profits by complying. Adi resisted. The tension exploded when Rudy was drafted in 1943. While Rudy was at the front, Adi ran the factory. Later, Rudy was arrested for desertion and spent years in detention. He became convinced that Adi had conspired against him to take control. When Rudy returned, the trust was gone. In 1948, they officially split. The town of Herzogenaurach was cut in two by the Aurach River. Adi kept the main factory and named his company Adidas. Rudy moved across the river and, wanting a name representing power and speed, named his brand Puma. The town picked sides. Grocery stores, barbers, and pubs became either Adidas or Puma territory. It was a civil war fought with shoes.
The marketing war. In the 1954 World Cup, Adi played a masterstroke. Germany was the underdog against Hungary. Adi designed boots with revolutionary screw-in studs. In the rainy final, the Hungarians slipped. But the Germans kept their grip and won. Wow! Adidas became a national sensation. Rudy watched from the stands, furious. Rudy fought back. In the 1960 Rome Olympics, sprinter Armin Hari, who was linked with Adidas, walked onto the track wearing Pumas. It was a signal. This was no longer personal. It was all-out business war. The Pele Pact betrayal. The rivalry passed to their sons, Horst representing Adidas and Armin representing Puma. They agreed to a Pele Pact. Neither would sign the Brazilian superstar Pele because the bidding war would be too expensive. But in the 1970 World Cup, Puma broke the pact. Wait, before a match, Pele asked the referee to stop so he could tie his laces. The world's cameras zoomed in on his Puma boots. Seriously? Puma had secretly paid Pele a fortune. Sales exploded, and Adidas felt completely betrayed. Reconciliation was now impossible. The end of the brothers. Rudolf died in 1974. Adolf died in 1978. Neither visited the other on their deathbed. They were buried in the same cemetery, but as far apart as possible. The modern era and reunion. By the 1990s, the family era ended. Both companies were sold to investors to survive against new giants like Nike. Finally, in 2009, on International Peace Day, employees from both companies played a friendly football match, finally ending the decades-long feud. Today, their products are everywhere. Two brothers who lived to defeat each other ended up creating the two biggest legacy brands in sports history. A rivalry born from broken trust became a legacy built on competition. And in the end, the world became the real winner.